Let me see who gonna join me tonight. What time is it? On 6:49 p.m. on a Sunday. Let's see what's going on. What y'all doing? Anybody online on YouTube? Let's see. Hey, listen. Ooh, child, I can't even see. And I got my glasses on. DK Roan, how you doing? Girl, what you doing? I don't really have anything special to talk about. I was like, I never go live, so let me just see what the people are doing. I did have something I wanted to talk about, but it's not, it ain't nothing like super duper important. I ain't gonna be on here talking by myself. Let's see. Y'all come in, y'all can speak and say, hey, I'm sorry I'm eating, I'm so hungry. I hadn't had time to eat all day today. Oh. Hey y'all, let's see, this thing isn't moving. The chat thing, it's not moving, so if y'all are talking chat, I can't see nothing. And I got my glasses on, so, oh, let me, am I supposed to do something? Oh no. Pray then hustle. Hi, this is my, y'all, I done did this green screen. I ain't mean to do that. I don't know what I done did. Let me see. Okay, there we go. My bad. Hey, Keisha. Oh, there y'all are. Hey, girl. What's up, Mike? How y'all doing? Now, look, I ain't for all the foolishness on here. I don't even know how to, with these comments or whatever. So y'all can take that stuff on somewhere. But how are y'all doing this good Sunday evening? Yeah, you can take that on somewhere. I don't know what you out anyway. But how are y'all doing? I know it's been a minute since I have been online. It's been a minute since I have gone live. So, yeah, life has been lifing. Hey, Eva Vass 03. Hey, girl. Hey, doing good. I hope you're having a great evening, too. I am, Keisha. And thank y'all so much for logging in and chatting with me. I'm about to eat my first meal. Listen, this was not intentional. Baby, this was a mistake. I did not mean to go all day without eating. I just had a lot going on. That's it. Baby, I'm so hungry. I've just had a lot. Just today has been a busy day. We had our church anniversary. It's like 92nd year anniversary. So I did that this evening. And I was up cleaning and stuff like that. My son didn't get off work until midnight last night. So I try to stay up when he's at work. Because, baby, if I go to sleep, he'll be calling me. I look up and I have 13 missed calls because I done dozed off. So, but what prompted me to come on is I know we're getting ready for like the holidays and stuff like that. And I have a couple of clients that I'm closing out my one-on-one because I'm not doing any one-on-ones in 2026. I just can't. Like I just can't. What I've learned is, or what I found is that sometimes people will sign up for programs, coaching programs, whatever, but they're not really ready to do the work. Now, that's not everybody, but a lot of people. And so it's just a lot. I just ate my one meal of the day. Yeah, girl. And then I've waited so late to eat to now, like as hungry as I was or as hungry as I am, I took a few bites and now I'm like, I feel like I'm full. But I was working with a couple of my clients, and they're in different age brackets and everything. And we were talking about the upcoming holidays, right? Thanksgiving holiday. And one of them was wanting to, like cancel our session because it's the holiday. I'm like, but Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Our session isn't until, the weekend. So what does one thing have to do with the other? And then the other client, she was like, she struggles on the weekend. Now, I'm not making fun of them or anything like that. I'm going somewhere with it. And we were just talking through. She said, oh, I do really well with everything during the week, but on the weekend is when I struggle. I'm like, well, what's so different about the weekend? She's like, it's the weekend. I'm like, but what's the problem? Like it's still days of the week. And so I was doing this work with my own mentor, just trying to figure out why we self-sabotage. When you think about it, no structure, but it's not external though. It's something that's internal. And so for me, you ever met somebody who they have it going on paper, right? Like you look at them, they are successful, they have all the education, they have all of the, the experience, the accolade, all the things. But for some reason, they find themselves like maybe they'll have some level of success to a certain point, and then they hit a wall and it's like everything just falls apart. That was me. Like I would get to a certain point in things, and then for some reason it just seemed like the bottom just kept falling out, and I couldn't understand what was going on. Like, am I self-sabotaging? If I am, like, how am I doing it? Because I'm not consciously aware of it. And so my mentor, she sent me this paper that she did when she was getting her master's degree in psychology. And she told me, because I thought I was lazy, I was like, oh my God, is it some kind of trauma or what have you? Now, before I go on, let me say this. I am a fan of therapy, but I think that some people use therapy as a crutch. Like I've been to therapy, but I use therapy as like a tool. I'm not one of those people like, oh, I've been in therapy for, 5 years. Some people may need that. I'm just not a person that needs that because I don't want to keep rehashing the past, right? Because sometimes you can get stuck there. You can get stuck in your story. You can get stuck in what happened to you, and it prevents you from moving forward, right? So we were talking about, she said, well, Yolanda, I don't think it's your capacity. It's a nervous system issue. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're confused. It's not that you don't know what to do, because some of us, we can know what to do, but then we can know what to do. We can know how to do it. But for some reason, we just don't do it. And people on the outside looking in, or even maybe you may question like, well, what the heck is wrong with me? I know I did. I was like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like on paper, you should be, somewhere else. It's a nervous system issue, y'all. And I'm reading her paper, and she gave me permission to, like, she doesn't mind if I like teach it or what have you. So I think I'm gonna do like a video on it, just breaking it down where it's not so much an academic read, but it's really, really fascinating. And it really answered the question for me, like, girl, what's the issue? Why do you keep sabotaging your success? So what I found is I've overcome a lot, and this may resonate with you. If it does, let me know in the comments. Like, how to succeed when it's a struggle. Like when you have to overcome things, like you're very resilient. You know how to claw your way out of the bottom. You know how to fight I remember in college, we used to do our, cause I was an athlete, obviously. So we used to wait till the last minute to do like papers and stuff like this. And so the running joke was we do our best work when our back is up against the wall. That is not like, it was funny when you're 19 or 20. But what I realized just looking back is that I created an environment internally where I only know how to succeed in chaos and struggle. When I have level set success, when things are stable and everything like that, that feels outside of the norm for my nervous system. It's like, wait a minute, ain't no struggle. It's not hard. What are we doing? Like it's that's what your nervous system does. And so your nervous system, your brain, all that stuff is set up to protect you. So anything that feels outside of what's normal for you, you start to do things to get yourself back to, okay, let me say this. I don't even know who you are. I don't give a damn about what you think. Just in case anybody else want to have these comments, excuse me, I'll take some communion and repent for that later. But yeah, you can keep them thoughts to yourself, boo. Anywho, what we tend to do is when we get uncomfortable, when we get past our set point internally, we subconsciously do things to self-sabotage, right? So when you think about this, and this, her paper is pertaining to wealth and the capacity for abundance, the capacity to make a certain amount of money, the capacity, oh, hey, y'all, listen, I'm new to this live. I've only been live a few times. So if I don't speak, please charge it to my head and not my heart. I appreciate y'all for joining me. I know it's Sunday evening. Y'all could be doing a lot of things, but I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. So, hey, if I don't just identify you individually. So, hey, y'all. But like when we have our set point, so think about this, and you can look at your own life, right? If you are a person that is not good with money, and if you come into a lot of money, just say you for some reason you come into like $5,000, but your nervous system is not used to having, and that's not a whole lot, I understand, but for some people it's a huge amount. So if your nervous system is set, if your set point is like outside of 5,000, just say your set point is $1,000. Like you're comfortable having $1,000 in your account, and you end up getting more than that. We don't even have to say 5,000. We can say 3,000. Subconsciously, your nervous system feels like that is a threat. As crazy as that sounds, so you'll start spending, you'll find ways, you'll find things to spend on so that your nervous system can get back to set point theory. Do y'all understand that? Does that make sense? Y'all let me know if that makes sense. Like our bodies, our nervous system will find a way to bring us back to our capacity. That makes sense. Thank you so much, Light Blue 9. That makes sense. So our nervous system will figure out a way to bring us back to our set point, which is that $1,000, because that's what feels normal for us. You can think about your own life. You can think about relationships. You can think about jobs that you've had where you have gotten a job where you, that is very true. Self-sabotage is a real thing. Coming out of toxic and being peaceful is a shock. The calmness will have you looking around like, what is this? Yes, exactly. That is exactly it. But so when you think about that, what you just said, I know y'all have heard the term, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So how you handle yourself in work, in professional life, in business, in relationships and things like that, people have a perpetual income with their job, and that's their reduced anxiety as an outcome. So $1,000 is acceptable in a consumer economy. Okay, so I understand that, and you are absolutely right. But let's not think about consumer economy. Let's not think about the economy or anything like that. We're just talking like internally. We could take money off the table. Like we could just take money off the table. Let's talk about relationships. If you grew up in toxicity, and toxicity is normal for you, and chaos is normal for you, and with a person you get in and it doesn't have to be an intimate relationship, it could be a friendship, right? It could just be a friendship, and there's never any drama. This person wants to communicate things, y'all have a good time, whatever, it's never any drama. That feels unnatural to your nervous system because you have been trained, like your nervous system has been conditioned to accept toxicity and chaos as normal. So anything outside of that, that's why when people get when you get in a relationship with somebody who is not chaotic, they seem boring. You like, man, look, this ain't no fun. Why? Because they ain't cussing you out. They not running the street and making you think that, doing all kinds of stuff. They're checking in with you regularly. Oh, yeah, they're checking in with you regularly. Like and you'll take it as, you may take that as, it's all about breaking cycles. Yes. And thank you for subscribing. So you may take that as, oh my God, they're clingy or whatever, when no, they're just being considerate so that you don't worry about them. They're just checking in to let you know that they're okay, checking in with you to make sure that you're okay. But because you're used to being ghosted, you're used to, being mishandled and mistreated, not just in relationships, but maybe in your family life, or maybe in like environments that you've grown up in. So now anything outside of that feels abnormal to you. But to a person who grew up like that, to a person whose nervous system is wired for peace and wired for success, it's not normal. Does that make sense? It's all about breaking cycles. It's all about breaking cycles. So you think about like weight loss and stuff like that. You can get to, because a lot of y'all, when I've talked about on my videos, oh, I've hit a plateau. Like what does that even mean? It may not even be, and I don't want to make this about GLP-1 because baby, I'm talked out about GLP-1. Do you hear me? But just when you hit that plateau and it seems like things aren't working, is that like your set point? You have to ask yourself, is that your set point? And going above that feels abnormal to you. So I have friends who have watched my transformation. They knew me when I was skinny before. They knew me when I was fat, even though they ain't tell me I was fat. And now they're looking at me now. And they're asking me, oh, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I've sent, my workouts, and I've sent what I do and all the things. And then I will reach out to check on them to see, okay, what's going on? Boring is good. It's normal. Right. Like, but what we call boring is not boring. That's like peace. It's peace. But you're so used to chaos. And I'm not saying you, but just in general, you may be so used to chaos that peace and stability feels boring because your nervous system not on 12 all the time. But anywho, when it comes to weight loss, like, and you feel like you've hit a plateau in your journey, you have to ask yourself, like, going above what you're doing now, is that your set point? Like taking yourself beyond what you normally do can feel like chaos. It can feel unsafe, right? Meaning going to the gym, eating right, like not putting sodas and all that kind of stuff in your body. It doesn't feel normal to you. Yeah, like it don't feel normal. So it's like you reach that plateau because you don't know how to create the capacity for peace, the capacity for stability, the capacity for abundance, the capacity for success. So getting back to what my mentor told me, she was like, yo, you have learned how to succeed in chaos, but be content in the moment. She told me, she said, you've learned how to succeed in chaos, but not how to succeed in success. And it's not like a knowledge issue. It's not like you need more strategy or whatever. You just need to regulate your nervous system by expanding your capacity. So when you get money, instead of immediately going and spending it, I think back in the day, they used to say, oh, you got a hole in your pocket, or the money is burning a hole in your pocket or something like that. It's not even that. It sounds funny, but it's that you're not used to having abundance. You're used to struggle. And I'm not saying you, anybody in particular, but just you in general. So because you have this, it feels abnormal. Now you go and you do anything to like get back to that place that feels normal, which is struggle. And so if you are experiencing self-sabotage, or you've asked yourself, like, why do I get to a certain point and then it seems like the bottom falls out? Because I can pinpoint various times in my life where that has happened. And it seemed like it's every 2 to 3 years. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like, I just didn't understand it. So it's not a strategy. It's none of the stuff that's external that we try to go and figure out. It's all internal. You have to increase your capacity with your nervous system. And she has this method called the rapid recoding method. And it combines somatic psychology, neuroscience, obviously. And sidebar, y'all, I be so tired of us Christians, because why we make everything demonic? Why everything demonic? Now, I ain't saying some stuff not. But I remember a few years ago when I was studying psychometry or psycho-cybernetics or something, like it was about rewiring your brain. And there was a lady that I followed. I know she's a Christian. I know she hears from the Lord and all this kind of stuff. And she was saying, oh, neuroscience, like that stuff is demonic. I'm like, what in the world? Like, is everything demonic? But anywho, but the rapid recoding method, I know that was a sidebar, my bad, y'all. It combines neuroscience, which is rewiring the brain, somatic psychology. And you know what? Let me move y'all right here. I'm going to get her paper because she sent it to me. And I'm a nerd too, so let me see. Because I don't want to misquote, because it is so good. Okay, so this is her paper. She sent me the actual paper that she did for her program. And so what it does is, this is so good, y'all. And it helped me so much because I was beating myself up. I really thought something was wrong with me. In Time is a movie that is a good example of this. In Time. You know what? I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch that movie. Because I love this stuff, y'all. Like, it's so fascinating to me. And it helps to answer so many questions that we have about ourselves when the world outside looking in, it may look like you're not trying hard, or, it may make you feel like, man, I know it made me feel like, girl, this is dumb. Like, what is wrong with you? Really? Oh, let me tell y'all this. Okay, so we talk about capacity. Internal capacity is the maximum level of wealth, success, visibility, or abundance that your nervous system can hold without activating dysregulation. That means responses that lead to self-sabotage. And then, okay, In Time. Justin Timberlake is in that movie. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find it. I'm sure if it's old. So I'm sure it's probably on Tubi or something. So capacity is determined by, your internal capacity is determined by your set point. That's the level that feels normal or safe to your nervous system. And then you have your window of tolerance. That's the range of arousal the nervous system can manage while remaining regulated. Then you have your neural pathways. That's your established patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that have been reinforced through repetition. Then you have your somatic storage. That's your trauma and beliefs that are encoded in the body's tissues and nervous system. And then your permission structures. So that's your conscious and unconscious authorizations that you give yourself to receive, to hold, and to enjoy success, abundance, love, peace, money, all the things. All right. So that's capacity. I'm trying to get to this rapid recoding method. Y'all, this is so good to me. I just wanted to share it with y'all. So just give me where is it? I'm trying to figure out where is what it's made of. And it's biblically based. I know that's one component of it. I'm trying to figure out. Let me see. Did I? So it is neuroscience, somatic psychology. She had it bullet pointed. And biblical foundations and spiritual authority. That's it. Okay, here it is. I looked right past it. Okay. So the rapid recoding method, it's a process for expanding your nervous system capacity by integrating neuroscience, somatic psychology, biblical faith, and spiritual authority. This method produces transformation in days and weeks rather than months and years, because you do the intervention in real time as the patterns surface. So that means that you can't just be running off subconscious patterns all the time. You have to be like, who is that says, stay in the moment? You have to be in the conscious moment. Like, you have to be in your conscious mind. if that makes sense. And so this works. So you're doing this intervention in real time as you're experiencing these patterns. So it's like you got all this money in your account. Now you find yourself, oh, you're just finding things to buy. And when you recognize the pattern, you break it, like you intervene instantly, right? Instead of processing them through like retrospectively looking back through extended therapeutic engagement therapy. Now, again, ain't nothing wrong with therapy. It's nothing wrong with therapy. I'm not coming against therapy. I just know that sometimes therapy can be counterproductive because it can keep you stuck in the stories of the past. And so the rapid recoding method, it's a process that combines biblical faith, that is believing that you have received what God already gave you. You know that prayer, Mark 11:22, where it says, when you stand praying, like believe God, this could be a modification of exposure therapy. I never heard of exposure therapy. Please explain. But the scripture that says, Mark 11:22 through 24, trust God, believe that when you pray, you've received, when you stand praying, believe that you've received what you pray for and you'll have it. That. So it's actually believing that you've already have it. Exposure therapy is when you're uncomfortable with the situation that you actually sit with it in the moment. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. So biblical faith, neuroscience, that is intentional rewiring of your neural pathways. And then somatic psychology, that is releasing patterns that are stored in the body. And then your spiritual authority, that's breaking agreement with the lies. The lies that we've told ourselves, the lies that others have told us that we believed about ourselves. Like, I can't make money, I can't lose weight, I won't ever be in a healthy relationship. All those kinds of lies. So that's the rapid recoding method. So I think it's fascinating. And as I learn more, because she just sent this to me, a couple of days ago, and I just started going through it. But it has helped me just in the 2 days, because I'm the kind of person now, once I get some information, I'm going to apply it. Like, I'm going to put it in action. I don't have to sit with it days on end, because if I'm in a situation where I need some solutions, child, give me the information and teach me how to apply it, and I'm going to do it. So I'll probably be talking more about that in videos to come. And also, I wanted to let y'all know that I am going to be pivoting my content, because, baby, I'm so tired of talking about GLP-1. And I don't have anything new to add to the conversation. So I really want to talk more about, I'm transitioning into more of just reinvention, especially as a woman. I'm 51, so child, I'm in the second act of my life. I'm a totally new person than who I was this time last year for sure. So I want to focus more on reinvention, rebuilding our confidence, beauty, style, all the things. But I am a coach by like profession and by nature. That's how I'm wired. And I've gotten emails from a lot of you all just in the work that I've been doing for the past few months with women. I've been speaking on different panels and stuff like that. And the through line is, at this age, how do I transition? Like, how do I reinvent myself? How do I take all of my experiences and all the things and leverage them at this new stage in my life? So we're going to be doing more of that. So that way y'all can get more of my personality, because this is supposed to be, I want to equip y'all and empower you guys, but I want to talk about stuff that's interesting to me too. So you going to get some more makeup tutorials and beauty stuff. And we're going to talk about fashion, because my fashion has definitely, I won't necessarily say that it's evolved, because I always had a sense of style, but I can dress different because I can wear different stuff. So that's that. But, we've been on here almost 30 minutes. So I know that I may lose a few of you all, especially those of you who came for like weight loss and GLP-1s. And I'll still talk about that, because it's wellness, it's health. I think beauty, fashion, life, all of those things is a part of your overall wellness. So we'll still talk about that. It just won't be heavy anymore. So, yeah, I'm going to go so I can eat my food and try to rest my brain before I have to go pick my son up at 11. He gets off work. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me and listening to me talk about this stuff. I know it's kind of nerdy, but I appreciate it. I hope it was helpful and maybe eye-opening for some of you who may have been experiencing self-sabotage or anything like that. Good night, good night, good night. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, and I will see y'all sometime this week. I'll be posting posting videos this week, and yeah, so that's it. Y'all have a good evening. I appreciate y'all. This is fun. I'm gonna have to do this a lot more often. So good night, y'all.